Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of the Shiur. We'd like to thank our sponsors for this week. Whoever you are, thank you so much. I don't know if we have any yet, but if we don't, that's also fine. And we'd like to wish a refuah shlema to Ram ben Sarah Gittel, Menachem ben Sarah, and Shoshana bat Miriam betoch shar cholei Yisrael. Today we are going to talk about some deeper concepts. People have complained that we don't speak about enough Kabala over here, so we're going to bring some Kabala. Kabbalah that actually might include a message as well as just information and facts, as some people give shiurim in the Kehila Center, just information, no facts, trying to pretend that they know what the prophecies are. But we would like to bring you something that's actually sourced in real Sifrei Kabbalah, namely the Chassid Rabbi Chaim Vital, who was the primary disciple, the student of the Arizal HaKadosh. So everything he says is absolutely authentic and true, and I am not going to add anything of my own, and I'm not going to assume anything. We are just going to speak the words of Rabbi Chaim Vital for the sake of understanding Rabbi Chaim Vital. And it goes as follows. We live in a world that Chazal referred to as the Vilon. Vilon literally means a curtain. There are 7 heavens. Every one of these heavens, Rekiot, have a name. The name of our world is Vilon. And everything in the world of Vilon is comprised of 2 entities, Guf and Nefesh. Guf is the body, Nefesh is the spirit, or the soul if you'd like. Now, there are 4 types of creations in this world, and they go as follows, from lowest to highest. The lowest is Domem, inanimate objects, rocks, trees. Trees might not be an inanimate object, but something inanimate. And then you have something above that which is tzomeach, something which grows from the ground, vegetables, fruits, etc. The next level above that is called chai, that's all animal life, domestic or wild. And then the 4th and highest level is what's called medaber. Medaber is somebody with speech, those are humans. So inanimate, plant life, animals, humans. Each one of those 4 categories is comprised of 2 components, guf and nefesh. So that is some information that we need to know. Now, as we go up the food chain, each one of the higher levels comprises in it whatever is contained in the lower levels. So, for example, a domem, an inanimate object, has the guf of a domem and the nefesh of a domem, and that's it. When you move up one step to tzomeach, tzomeach has the guf of tzomeach and the nefesh of tzomeach, as well as the guf of the domem and the nefesh of the domem. The chai contains also the tzomeach and the domem, and the medaber, that's us, we contain all 4 elements. We have a guf and a nefesh of the medaber, of us, and of the chai, and of the tzomeach, and of the domem. So we really encompass all of creation. That is the medaber. Now Rav Chaim Vital says that not all medabrim, not all men, humans, are created equal. There are certain humans, that's all of us, they're called under the category of Einam Mekablei Torah, the ones that were not Mekabel the Torah. Now, all human beings, from the beginning of time until now, were given what's called a guf. We all have a body, but we also have a nefesh bahamit. We have an animal soul, as it's called. The animal soul is something which strives towards satisfying its ta'avot, its base desires, eating, sleeping, etc. And that is the nefesh bahamit. Every single person, Jewish, non-Jewish, we all have this nefesh bahamit. Now, the Mekablei Torah, once we receive the Torah from Har Sinai, the Mekablei Torah, so that's now us, the Jewish people, our ancestors accepted the Torah and they passed it on generation to generation, so we also accepted the Torah. We are happy to accept the Torah. So we have something above everybody else. In addition to the Nefesh Bahamit, the animal soul that we have, we also are made of a Nefesh HaSechel. That's literally an intellectual nefesh, something more spiritually based. where it's really the opposite of the nefesh ba'amit. Whereas the nefesh ba'amit wants to eat good food in Miami and Mexico and all these good places, the nefesh sichli has no interest in all of that. They don't care about what mattress they sleep on. They don't care about how much money they have in the account. All the nefesh sichli cares about is, how much spirituality do I have in my life? How connected am I to Hashem? How many mitzvot am I doing? How much Torah can I learn? And therefore, we have one step above all other creations on this planet. That is the words of Rav Chaim Vital. I know this is controversial. Don't say this on CNN or any of the mainstream news outlets for that matter. Not even Fox News can handle this kind of thing. We are a step up, a cut above the rest of creation. We were given something extra. Now, the question is, we have a guf, we have a nefesh ba'amit, and we have a nefesh sichlit. Now, how are we sustained? All these components that we have to be sustained. We have to feed them. How are they fed? So Chaim Vital tells us the way that they are fed. The part of us, I remember I opened up saying that we have all four components. We have medaber, we also have chai, we also have tzomech and domem. The domem part of us is fed by the food that we eat, which is domem. I cannot think of any examples, I'm sorry, maybe you can help me out on that one. But any domem, any inanimate objects that we eat, so our guf and nefesh, that is part of the domem area that's within us, is fed from food which is domem. The guf and the nefesh of the food that is domem enters inside of us and feeds our guf and nefesh of the domem domain. Similarly, tzomeach, any plant life that we eat, any vegetables or fruits or anything that grows from the ground that we eat, that's going to feed the guf and the nefesh of the tzomeach that we have inside of us. Any animals that we eat, meat, so that's also going to sustain the part of us that is chai, that is the chai part of our persona. That's the guf and the nefesh of the chai. And what about the nefesh ha'adam? So the nefesh ha'adam, that means the nefesh, our soul, of the medaber, of the highest level, that is going to be sustained, says Rav Chaim Vital, from a combination of everything together. That's also going to help sustain the highest level. The problem is, and it's a big problem, that is only going to sustain up to the level of the nefesh bahamit, the animal soul. It's going to get us up to there. So any food that we eat is feeding and strengthening our animal soul. What that means as a result, direct corollary, is that we become more animalistic. The more that we eat, the more animal we become. We are becoming greater animals with every bite of food that we take into our system. And the Chachamim were very concerned about this, because the nefesh hasichlit, the spiritual aspect that we contain within, is unfed, unsustained, and unable to survive under these conditions. What is actually going to give life to the nefesh hasichlit? So the Chachamim worried about that. Shaktu Chachamim al takanat nefashot, mekablei Torah. They were very concerned. What are the mekablei Torah going to do? And they said that we have a solution. What was their solution? In order that the food that we eat should sustain not only our animal soul, but also our spiritual nefesh sichlit, in order to sustain that as well, before we eat any food, we have to make a bracha, a blessing. The Chachamim instituted blessings for every food that we eat, whether it's hamotzi, hagefen, mezonot, ha'etz, hadama, she'akol, all sorts of brachot. What that does is that it infuses that food with a special kiddusha, a special holiness, and then when we take that food and put it into our bodies, so we become also sort of holy as a result of eating that food. That is going to sustain and upkeep our nefesh sichlit, which is so important to have. I hope that this was helpful. What we see from here is that, number one, we are the mekablei Torah. We have a step up on everybody else in the world. We have something, a nefesh, we have a soul that nobody else has. And number two, we have to take care of that soul. We have to tend to it and care for it. And the way to care for our nefesh sichlit, if you don't want to torture your nefesh sichlit, you want it to survive, under these hostile conditions. The only way to do that, the only way, say the Chachamim, is by making brachot before you eat your food. Without a bracha, all it's doing is just making you more of an animal. If you want to become more of an angel, more of a tzaddik or a tzaddikah, or you want to become a greater person in spirituality, brachot before food is the secret weapon that Chachamim gave us in order to achieve that. I'd like to thank you all for listening and to the sponsors, and we hope you enjoyed the Kabbalah, the real Kabbalah, and have a good day. Thank you.